I'm kind of a fan of Bill Thompson.
What?
The reason the federal government started the FBI hostage rescue team is simple. There's a law called the Posse Comitatus.
To assist and aid me.
Posse Comitatus.
Did you call me a pussy communist?
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you.
Listen to Pavarotti. Can I be your superhero?
The Posse Comitatus Act, passed in 1878, is a federal law restricting the U.S. federal military from engaging in domestic law enforcement, such as policing, surveillance, or arrests. Enacted after the Reconstruction era, it aims to maintain civilian control over the military, prohibiting the use of troops to enforce local, state, or federal laws unless authorized by the Constitution or Congress. To bypass this important law, the federal government used civilian agencies like the ATF and the FBI to create paramilitary forces to do that very thing.
911, what's your emergency?
There's 75 men around our building and they're shooting at us in Mount Carmel. Tell them there are children and women in here and to call it off.
I hear gunfire. Oh.
A standoff between a man who is wanted by the FBI and a large number of federal agents
surrounding a cabin where a fugitive named Randy Weaver is holed up with his family.
In 1992, a bloody standoff between lawmen and an armed white separatist named Randy Weaver left his wife, 14-year-old son, and a federal agent dead.
The 11-day siege at a place called Ruby Ridge, Idaho. It happened before Waco, and for many, it's an even bigger rallying cry.
I want the truth!
You got the OK Corral.
My team was the entity they called to resolve the situation. So a team of snipers, because that was our primary responsibility, my primary responsibility, 7 of us, walk up this mountain, and in the pouring rain, it's probably 33 or 34 degrees.
One of your coworkers ends up shooting Weaver, but then shot Harris, but a second shot also killed Weaver's wife, Vicky.
First shot killed, yeah, that's right, it was the second shot. So I guess we're in this now. I did not anticipate talking about this, but we got a situation, and everybody said the same thing. Where's Waco? You know, what the hell's going on? So we fly into Waco, and here we go on another story that at the time seemed like a Tuesday, and now we're talking about it like it's folklore. The government goes, well, who are we going to send in to figure the situation out? We were it. We went out, we secured the compound, and 51 days later, it all went to hell. Crime is a crime, and you have to be factual. Right. And the only thing I will say is that I've not offered any opinions, theories, or speculation in the book because I don't think it's my place. I don't think that's it. My place is to present the evidence as a former law enforcement official, to present the evidence and say somebody in a position of authority can do it. It's incumbent upon them to do it. That I've not offered any opinions, theories, or speculation in the book.
If that is the case, then why are you offering specific speculation that would cover for whoever was driving the black Ford Explorer?
If you watch the 112 camera, everybody knows this now, I think, at what is it, guys, help me out, 4:20 and something, the white car goes screaming down the road, right?
Yeah.
4 minutes after that, you hear a very loud engine and you see an SUV following in trace. It goes down approximately 4 minutes later. I think it's 4:24, roughly. But this video is on the internet. I think you all know what I'm talking about. You've all seen it, right? Yeah. Then you go back to the Linda Lane video camera. We know the Linda Lane picked up the white car coming up and driving around, whatever else. If you follow the Linda Lane video past 4:20, you see somebody walk out. They walk around the back, and it's hard to see, but you can definitely tell it's a person, and you can definitely tell they're wearing what appears to be a backpack. They go to the back of this. It's a full-size, boxy SUV that's actually gray, and I say that because I found it during daylight. And they open the tailgate, they put something in the back, they go to the driver's side. When they get in the driver's side, they no longer have what appeared to be a backpack. So it's plausible they were wearing a backpack, they put it in the back, they get in the driver's side, they back out, they drive down, and so you see them leaving Linda Lane, a parking spot in the parking lot, and it goes down by the house. you hear the engine. The only thing that stands out is the engine. It's very loud, and you hear it on the Linda Lane video. You hear it on the 112 video. It goes down, it turns right. Instead of turning left and going up Walenta, as the white car did, it turns right, and it goes up Taylor Road. And we know this because you go back to the dumpster camera video, and at approximately my time hacks are off, but within seconds, you see it crossing the dumpster video going up Taylor Road. You with me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So you watch the video 3 or 4 minutes longer. That truck turns around and it comes back and it goes back the other direction past the dumpster video. It comes back up and goes into it drives into the view of the 1112 video, and it drives up past out of the field of view of that camera. But the odd thing is the engine is so loud, it stands out to everybody, including witnesses that we'll get to. And then that SUV, you hear the engine, the engine slows down, sounds like it's idling. And then you can hear it accelerating a little bit, like it's backing up or like it's trying to parallel park. Something's happening, and you can hear the exertion of the engine because of the bad exhaust, either custom exhaust or broken exhaust, I don't know. And then it stops. It doesn't drive away, it stops, meaning outside the field of view, which means proximity to 1122, right? Then you hear what I interpret. We'll put you guys, you're the experts. We'll put you on it, but you hear what, once the engine stops, you hear what sounds like a door slamming or, a door closing. And many people already know about this. Many people have already discovered this video. What I have not seen yet is that if you watch the entire video from Linda Lane, that vehicle returns to its original parking spot at 6:30, 2 hours later, and a person gets out the driver's side without a backpack and walks back down in front of that building toward 1122. And I don't mean to suggest that it, necessarily was going there, but that building, and forgive me guys, are those is that the Whites? What's that apartment building between 1122 and the Linda Lane camera? What's that building?
Queen Road.
Queen Road Apartments, right?
Yes, Queen.
There's no door on that side. So whoever walked out of the SUV and went down that way was not going to that building. Right. So trying to explain why somebody would get up at 4:20 in the morning, walk out to that SUV, get in the SUV, drive away, be gone for 3.5 minutes, turn around and come back and park in direct proximity to the house, and then get up 2 hours later and get back in the SUV and drive it back to its original parking spot is certainly perplexing.
At exactly 4:23 a.m., we see a man walking from either the middle or the end of the Queen Road Apartments to a sport utility parked in the Queen Road Apartments, get in it, back up, and pull out of the King Road neighborhood. You see it on 1112 as they pull out. They turn on to Taylor Avenue. And then we see and hear this vehicle clearly again as it passes 1320 Linda Lane right here and continues on to Taylor towards Louder. Then at about 4:27, we see a completely different vehicle coming down Blake with a very unique sound signature, completely different from the vehicle that just pulled out. We see it on the 1320 Linda Lane camera, and we hear it on that camera. It turns onto Taylor, and it makes its way into the King Road neighborhood, where we see and hear it on the 1112 camera, and then we look in the third window of 1119 and we see that it parks at the King Road residence, and that vehicle never leaves from that spot until 911 is called and a long time after. It is the black Ford Explorer. However, it doesn't end there. At about 6:34, yet another sport utility pulls into the King Road neighborhood. We see it on 1112. We hear it. It continues on past the Queen Road apartments and just happens to park in that same spot the vehicle that left the night before left from. Totally different vehicle. This time, a young lady gets out of the vehicle, walks to the front of the Queen Road apartments, not from the middle or the back like the guy did the night before, goes to her apartment, goes in her apartment, and then she is later interviewed by law enforcement at her apartment. Those are the facts. The video evidence will back it up, and the sound signatures will prove it beyond a shadow of a doubt.
Hello, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Good. I'm Jason with Moscow Police. I'm sure you've noticed all the hustle and bustle down the way here.
Yeah, a little bit. What's up?
Sure. Just trying to kind of talk to some of the folks around the area, see if we can establish Anything that seemed out of the ordinary? Or were you here all night?
No, I actually work overnight. So
Oh, you do? Gotcha.
Yes.
Gotcha. Do you recall what time you got home?
I got home at 6:30.
6:30. Or were you here all night?
No, I actually work overnight.
Do you recall what time you got home?
I got home at 6:30.
6:30. Or were you here all night?
No, I actually work overnight.
Do you recall what time you got home?
I got home at 6:30.
6:30.
So once again in real time.
You see somebody walk out, they walk around the back, and it's hard to see, but you can definitely tell it's a person, and you can definitely tell they're wearing what appears to be a backpack. They go to the back of this, it's a full-size, boxy SUV.
An assailant walks from either in between or to the north side or south side of those Queen Road apartments, gets in a vehicle at 424, and we see him pulling out with a very distinct sound signature, none.
You hear the engine. The only thing that stands out is the engine. It's very loud, and you hear it on the Lindeland video. You hear it on the 112 video. It goes down, it turns right.
It then drives past 1112, still no loud pipes. It then pulls out onto Taylor, heading towards Louder. We're going to see it passing 1320 Linda Lane and then continue straight down Taylor towards Louder.
Three or 4 minutes longer, that truck turns around and it comes back and it goes back the other direction past the dumpster video.
Then at 428, we're going to see a completely different sport utility coming from a different direction down Blake Avenue, and it's going to turn onto Taylor. We're going to see it happen, but more importantly, we're going to clearly hear it happen, and we know with that sound signature, it's not the same vehicle that pulled out. It continues on, pulls into the King Road neighborhood, same specific sound signature, very clear, pulls back 1112, pulls into the King Road driveway as we see in the windows on that house at 1119. It never leaves.
And then it stops. It doesn't drive away, it stops, meaning outside the field of view, which means proximity to 1122. That vehicle returns to its original parking spot at 6:30.
Then At 6:34, another vehicle from a young lady that had worked all night the night before comes home, pulls past the King Road residence. Clearly doesn't have the same sound signature as the one the night before. It continues on and parks at the same spot the vehicle the night before was parked at, I'm sure causing all this confusion.
Two hours later, and a person gets out the driver's side without a backpack and walks back down in front of that building toward 1122.
The young lady that had worked all night then gets out of the vehicle, walks to the front of the Queen Road apartments. Unlike the assailant we seen the night before, goes to her apartment.
Right?
It's the Queen.
There's no door on
Yep.
that side. Right?
It's the Queen.
There's no door on
Yep.
that side. So whoever walked out of the SUV and went down that way was not going to that building.
And goes in her apartment, which she's later questioned by Rosinski.
Were you here all night?
No, I actually work overnight.
Do you recall what time you got home?
I got home at 6:30.
6:30.
Crime is a crime, and you have to be factual. And the only thing I will say is that I've not offered any opinions, theories, or speculation.
Then why are you gaslighting us on your incorrect opinion that covers for whoever was driving the Ford Explorer?